Hello, everyone. Welcome to WrestleMania Night 1. I'm your host, John Hoppy. You're listening to the Wrestling Fans Insight. I'm joined by my co-host, William. How you doing, tired boy?
You pretty much just know it right there. Extremely exhausted on the one weekend I'm not supposed to be.
Yeah. Well, shit happens, right?
Well, work calls.
All
Got to deal with it.
right. We also have Brian the Hype Ballard with us. Brian, how are you?
I'm good, and we got to bring some energy today. We got to bring the energy of a 40-year-old. It is WrestleMania 40, extra large, extra time. Let's get in.
And you're still pumped after that Hall of Fame yesterday, right?
I'm making myself do this. So I'm giving a little self-injection from that Hall of Fame. I got to hype myself up a little bit to get going.
Oh, more sugar for him. All right. Well, hey, at least we had your booty call this morning, I guess. So that counts, right?
That is.
Oh, okay. And we also have Carlos. How you doing, my friend?
Good, you guys. I'm glad we started this later. If it was early, me with no sleep, I'm extra bitchy. So let's get ready to do this later in the day.
Oh, between you and William, it's going to be a bitch fest.
No.
I give it. No, if I don't get my sleep and I don't get if we were doing this with no coffee, it wouldn't be cute for nobody. So happy WrestleMania weekend, everybody.
There's actually extra, Carlos. Holy crap.
Yeah, that's going to be scary. So before we get right into the really good chunk of the steak and potatoes today, we have to go right into the appetizer. And sorry for any of you who missed it this morning. NXT Stand and Deliver did happen this morning. We did kind of do some predictions on it, but
I fucking sucked.
don't worry, someone else joined you there too. But we'll talk about it here in a sec. So let's run it down. I'm sorry if this is a spoiler for you, but we're going to say it anyways. Started off with the NXT Tag Team Championship on the line. Braun Breaker and Baron Corbin successfully retained over the team of Axiom and Nathan Frazier. Unfortunately, none of us got that right. We all were hoping that was going to change, but apparently they did not go the booking ways, which was weird. Thea Hale, Kalani Jordan, Fallon Henley all get the victory over JC Jane, Kiana James, and Izzy Dame. This one is the one that shocked me the most. This was actually on the pre-show, I believe. So sorry, it's out of order. Joe Gacy gets the victory over Sean Spears, and none of us got that right either. After all this booking they've done with Joe Gacy, they finally give him a win. Asshole. Yeah.
Thanks for making me look stupid, Chad Frost.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, Shawn Michaels. You suck. No, I'm just kidding. We still
That's
love
what we
you.
like. That's Brett's better. Brett better.
The triple threat for the NXT North American Championship, Oba Femi successfully retained over Dijak and Josh Briggs. That actually was a pretty good match from bell to bell. So if you're watching, definitely keep your eyes on that entire match right there. The NXT Women's Championship match. We have a new champion. Roxanne Perez becomes the two-time NXT Women's Champion over Lyra Valkyria for the NXT Championship. Ilya Dragunov retains over Tony D'Angelo. And the main event, I thought this was a really awesome main event for the night. Trick Williams gets his redemption over Carmelo Hayes. And just before we kind of get into it, Carlos and William, you both scored a 3 out of 7. Somehow I walked out the winner. I ended up with 5 out of 7 on this one. So, woohoo!
This is one of the reasons, though, that I love NXT is because it always surprises me.
William, I just gotta know: is your brother wearing his championship belt right now because he won this thing? Is he like? Did he go grab a title out of the?
No, I just have him displayed right now. So
no, he's more doing.
Has it on his shoulder right now? Like, oh, I'm the champ.
He's doing the proudly kid thing where he's just kind of swiveling in his chair, smiling.
Wait, who won?
I obviously did.
You did. I didn't get any wrong.
Well, you technically didn't participate, so.
Oh, that's true, but I still didn't get any wrong.
Well, therefore you're disqualified, motherfucker.
So you want your predictions come in after the show? Like, oh, I got those. That's what I thought I won.
Yeah, look, I got them all right.
Yeah, here's Brian. Yes, Ilya did win. Let's see. Oh yeah. Oh,
that's what I was thinking. Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah.
All right, off of the bragging.
But before we really get into it, Will, your takes on how NXT Stand and Deliver went?
So I think overall the show was really good. There was just a couple of things, well, three things. The Trick and Mellow match I felt should have been longer, whereas the Ilya Dragunov and Tony D'Angelo match was a little too drawn out. And I'm sorry, but the Gacy win over Spears just made no sense to me. It didn't do anything for anybody.
Well, how long have they booked Gacy to lose in every PLE?
Right, and then they give him a
They
win.
finally give him a.
After he gets hit with the chair too. Like, are you?
Yeah, I just.
But no, overall, it was a good show.
Carlos, you watched it, correct?
Yes.
What was your? Give us your takes on how you felt NXT Stand and Deliver.
So I thought at first, like so let's just start with like last year. I feel like it was a mistake because I feel like the crowd had no energy last year. When I was watching the pre-show, I was like, oh God, here we go again. And another show with no energy. Because like Brian talking about the Hall of Fame was like over like what 3 a.m. their time, and so it was kind of like I was like, oh man, I'm excited for WrestleMania. If the crowd brings that kind of energy, it's going to be good. I thought the first 2 matches killed it. I thought the tag team match was excellent. I feel like it's a missed opportunity. I feel like they should put the titles on Frazier and Axiom. Out of that match, I want to see them stay as a tag team. Honestly, I think they're a really fun tag team to watch. But at the same time, it's interesting to see where they go with Braun Breaker and Baron Corbin. I thought the match for the North American Championship was amazing. I feel to me like Dijak is my Sami Zayn or my Chad Gable. Like he's the guy that I want to see win a title. He's won the fans over. You can tell much the fans love him. He's that guy. It's like, and I was like, oh my God. I mean, I didn't think again. I didn't think what's his name?
Oba
was gonna lose, but at the same time, I was like, oh my God, maybe they're gonna give it to Dijak. Honestly, for me, I feel like Oba Femi gave too much in this match. I feel like they should have booked him looking stronger because I think they have something really special with him. But at the same time, I'm glad that the other two guys got some good offense in. But I feel like they should just book Oba Femi a lot stronger with that. Kalani Jordan is not for me. I feel like she botches too much. I don't like her as a wrestler. That's just my opinion of her. That match again, I'm glad to see they're giving Thea some flowers, but Kalani just takes me out of the match. Again, I'm excited for the women's. Roxanne, I think, was the right choice. I mean, again, I'm glad that they tried. I'm glad they tried with Laya Valkyria, but I feel like she's felt like nothing but a transitional champion to me. And I feel like now with Roxanne having the title, Julia coming in, I feel like they're going in the right direction with that. The thing with Tony D'Angelo and I mean, again, if you're not going to move Dragunov up, I think keep the title on him. But at the same time, I feel like he's earned the right to come up to the main roster. The same time, though, if it's not going to be Tony and D'Angelo, then I think it should be Oba Femi. I think Oba Femi should be the one to dethrone him. Or if it's not going or Trick, I don't know. But yeah, I really wanted to see Tony D'Angelo win the title, but it is what it is. And then what was the other match? Oh, and then the Trick. I mean, Trick and Carmella was great. I help with that. Carmella's getting the call up, but again, just think the crowd brought the energy tonight. They made it a fun card to watch. And I thought, and again, like the Joe Gacy doesn't make sense because why you got to make Sean Spears look stronger to me. He needs, if you're going to bring him in to put people over, he's got to win matches at some point. And I feel like all he's done is lose matches. But again, I'm excited, and a big shout out to them for because again, I've talked about this on other shows. I think with NXT, I think it needs to go to 50-50 booking. I think the women deserve more spotlight, and I think introducing the women's North American title is a good move in that direction. And again, just kudos for what they've. Again, I'll be mad at Chad for making Spears lose, but at the same time, kudos to him for making the women, like he's normalized women's wrestling on that brand, and I love it. Like it didn't fall out of pocket to have the 2 women's matches back to back. The crowd was in it for both matches. I love the women's division of NXT. It's definitely their shining light, and again, I'm looking forward to what they do and what they're going to be doing going forward.
This is weird. Like everything he just said, I pretty much agree with.
Yeah, that is weird. And you two are supposed to be the bitchy ones today.
Hey, you want
Well,
me to get
we both admire
wanna start
NXT
some
for what
shit?
it is. You know, it's a good. It's again, it's they're doing a lot with that brand. But yeah, but like I said, there's just those things should have been done differently. But at the same time, it is what it is.
Carlos, he's asking for it. He's asking us to team up against him here.
Exactly. He likes to be tag team. I've seen the videos.
Oh, here we go.
But no, again, I'm not gonna. Again, I was just really happy with the crowd. I mean, they had 16,000 people there. I remember like last year they only had like 5,000. So seeing just again, you can't. The numbers don't lie, and seeing how this brand is growing, again, I think it's an exciting brand to watch. You know, it was hard there when they first branded over to the new NXT, and they let a lot of the guys go. But at the same time, they knew the direction they wanted to take it in, and I feel like they're going in a really great direction right now. And again, I think the future is bright for WWE.
Indeed. I want to give a shout out to John Joseph and Davey, also Cody Sturmer, who've been making some comments here on in our chat on the live cast here. Thank you guys.
Thank you guys. Yes.
Yeah, keep it coming. I mean, it's awesome to see.
So,
Moving on to Brian's opinions.
Brian was not able to watch NXT, I believe, or did you?
He can still give opinions off of
Yeah, I have a
what
quick
we said.
opinion. So yeah, as we know, I've had the WrestleMania curse every year, and this year was in the form of my wireless router dying, and so me dealing with that all day. Based on what I've seen and what you guys were talking about, it sounds like everything kind of shook out the way it should have, with a few little surprises in there as well. So I mean, I think that's a great way to prime the pump for the night one of Mania tonight. So there's my overall thought.
Right. So, should we get right into it and get things rolling?
Let's do it.
All right.
WrestleMania.
So, no guarantees how I'm putting these matches in order. This was my best guess. So,
He did it wrong, guys.
yeah, more than likely, it's probably going to go backwards, except for the last two matches. But let's have some fun today, fellas. Let's get right into it. For the starting match tonight, I have Jey Uso and Jimmy Uso, brother versus brother here for the opening match. William, let's start with you on this one.
It's got to be Jay. For me, it's got to be Jay. I think it's going to be a killer match. These two have known each other so well, being brothers and working together for so long. I think they're going to be able to sell this really well.
Not to mention, how many times have they been tag team champions?
Right.
I mean,
along with that, we've seen in their storyline where Jay really hasn't been attacking Jimmy. Jimmy's been attacking Jay, so it's time for the comeuppance.
That's right. And I also want to give a shout out to Lyle Peck, one of my colleagues over at Far's Ice Cream, who submitted his picks to me via text this morning. He also
you have friends at work? Oh my god, it's shocking.
God.
I said colleagues, not friends. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. No. He submitted his WrestleMania picks to me this morning. So he's also going with the main event, Jey Uso. Brian, who do you have between the brother fights
All
here?
right. Well, I'm going to start out and say, remember this when I win the WrestleMania picks. All right. So you want it to be Jey Uso, but the evil brother always wins at WrestleMania. All right. You go back to Owen and Brett, who won that matchup, Owen Hart. You go to Matt and Jeff Hardy. All right. Matt took that one. So based on everything, and all the faces can't win throughout the whole card, I am going to pick Jimmy Uso to take this matchup and get the advantage, extending the feud into WrestleMania Backlash, because it's not going to be done here all in one night.
All right. No yeet for Brian. So
yeah, that's what we should be voting, yeet or no yeet, guys. That's what you should be saying for your predicts. Come on, get the gimmick going. Come on, Jesus, amateur hour here. Yeet or no yeet? That's your answer.
I know we can't teach these guys anything.
Good Lord.
Shit. All right, Carlos, you're up to bat.
So this match and the women's matches really have me torn. Besides, not the tag match, that's an obvious, but the title matches, because I hear what Brian's saying. Like, in order for the feud to continue, like it would make sense that no Yeet would win with this match. But at the same time, I feel like Yeet has lost a lot of matches on TV, and I feel like he needs a big win, and I feel like he is Mr. WrestleMania. So I'm going to go for Big Daddy Rikishi to show up after maybe Solo's trying to help his brother win. And maybe Rikishi just, he lays the law down and says that this needs to be a one-on-one match brother versus brother, Yeet versus no Yeet, and we see a fair match after there's some shenanigans, and I'm gonna go with Yeet to win the match. Yeet, yeet.
Well, I'm gonna see Yuri Rikishi and add in a stink face to all three of his boys. So
Jesus.
there's
Oh my
shit
gosh.
here, so- no, I'm just kidding. That would be terrible.
Actually, I was thinking the same damn thing.
Oh God.
Is this the return of the Kiss My Ass Club? Is that what's going on?
Okay, yes. Well, William Regal's back, so it
Oh,
may
no.
happen.
Oh,
And
good
by the
Lord.
way, who's the name that started that clip? Oh, just kidding. I was trying to pull a CM Punk there. Sorry.
Yeah, don't do that.
Vince McMahon.
Who was that? It was censored.
Yeah, that's right. So Brian, I love your logic. I see the rhythm of the evil brother winning every time. I think this is the one time where WWE's throwing the swerve on you guys. I think Jey Uso is going to end up getting his retribution.
Who?
Yeet.
There you go. Thank you.
Sorry, I broke my own rule.
I know, jeez.
I'm going Yeet on this, and Davey on our YouTube channel.
No Yeet.
So
No
he's
Yeet for
going
Davey.
no Yeet here. Jimmy wins, thereby keeping the bloodline looking strong going into the main event.
Davey's a smart man. I like you, Davey.
I like that logic too. I just think we're going to get a lot of unexpected stuff these couple of nights. So,
And honestly, I think the women's match opens the show.
we'll find.
We
You
could
should-
have those yellow sunglasses come out and they could all hug in the ring and they could all too cool dance with each other as a family. You want a happy WrestleMania moment?
No.
Oh, Lord.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
You do realize our
And then
names-
Brandy Rhodes comes in and goes, "Who says open mic night, bitch?" And then she fucking attacks Rikishi.
Shit.
Wow.
Wait, I have Carlos throw it out in there. Thanks, Cole.
True
Definitely
tribal
had-
chief, Brandy Rose. If you listen to Cody, she's the one behind all the magic.
I
See,
think
that's
Carlos got both
that's
caffeine.
Carlos doing the hot tag with me there. Boom.
So, contrary to Carlos thinking it's the women opening, I think the women are going to have the second match in the 6 women
Well,
tag
yeah.
match. We have Bianca Belair, Naomi, and Jade Cargill
Otherwise known as the Big Three.
taking on Damage Control, Dakota Kai, Asuka, and Kairi Sane. God, I cannot talk. So why don't we start? Why don't we start with Brian on this one?
Yep. Not one, not two, but the 3 live crew. No, it's the big 3 going over. A little throwback to those TNA fans. But ultimately, Jade Cargill is going to get her WrestleMania debut win here. And I think it's going to be a great way to showcase her and yet hide her behind some very other talented women. That way you're not just throwing her out there in a title picture and giving her a chance to either sink or swim. So I think it's very smart, very strategic. And I think it's going to be a fun win for the big 3.
Carlos?
The same way. I definitely think Jade. I think Jade pins Dakota or maybe Asuka just to make fans more mad. Just trigger people. Asuka taking the loss. But yeah, definitely Jade's gonna win this match for them. I mean, when they were walking together yesterday and they had I don't know why they're wearing cowboy hats. It's not in Texas, but they look like money. I mean, they're gonna be printing money with these women. I hope that we're gonna see after this Jade and Bianca tag team. But yeah, there's no way they're losing this match. It's definitely going to the big 3.
All right. Well, Lyle Peck from Far's Ice Cream. He's also going with the big 3.
Are you guys betting your Choco Taco stash on this card?
What Choco
I
Taco?
was gonna say we have nothing.
Liars! They're holding out.
Davey on our YouTube channel says there is a less than 0% chance that Jade Team loses this match.
Yeet.
I'm right there with him. I can't imagine why you build Jade up this long and then you have her take a loss at WrestleMania. That would be a Vince McMahon thing to do, and I hope this isn't going to be a case. But I'm also going with the big 3. William?
Just out of fun, I kind of want to go against everybody, but I can't. It's going to be Team Cargill.
All right. In the third match, father's team versus son's team. It's kind of starting to be a family feud here at WrestleMania. So we have Rey Mysterio, and apparently I need to take out Dragon Lee because
Boo!
fortunately Dragon Lee was storyline injured on SmackDown last night. And for those who didn't watch SmackDown, well, here's the shocker for you. Andrade ends up turning on Legado and
Andrade! Say it right.
So the team of Rey Mysterio and Andrade will be taking on the team of Santos Escobar and Dirty Dom Mysterio. So let's start with Carlos on this one.
So I definitely think Carlito's going to turn heel in this one. He's going to help the heels win. I'm taking Dominic and Santos Escobar for the win.
All right. William?
Oh my God. I think maybe Carlos and I are synced up today.
It's the lack of sleep. We're
No, I'm going with Santos and Dom. I think it's time for them to start the ending storyline for Ray, even though it's going to be kind of drug out.
and I'm fingers crossed that we see the Colon brothers return and Carlito starts as a little Puerto Rican faction too.
Brian?
I want Latino World War. I want Latino World War III.
All right, Brian, your pick.
I'm going to fall right in line with you guys. I was kind of split back and forth on this one, but then I wanted to pick Ray and Andrade. I really did, and I almost want them to, Andrade to get that win since
Because you hate
return.
Dominic Mysterio so much. Just
but for some reason, I feel like I am going to side with you guys and go with Dominic and basically the whole LWO there kind of getting involved. So I could see it going either way, really. But if I have to call my shot, that's going to be the one I'm going to side with you guys on.
Davey, on our YouTube channel, Andrade and Rey Mysterio win because why insert Andrade last minute just to have him lose? Not terrible logic.
It's a good point. I mean,
it's a good point, but for me, I just feel like Carlito's going to turn heel. I mean, you can see the writing's on the wall, but it also doesn't mean it has to happen at WrestleMania either. So, you mean?
No, okay. So, just kind of out of curiosity, do you think Carlito aligns with Santos after all that's happened with the LWO?
Yep. Because then you could have Santos, Carlito, Angel, and Humberto versus Rey Mysterio, Dragon Lee, and then the other two guys from the LWO. 4-on-4.
All right. Lyle Peck from Far's Ice Cream went with the team of Rey Mysterio and Andrade as well.
Ooh. Come on, John.
Join the dark side.
Well, here's the thing. I think Santos and Dominic win for two reasons. Dominic obviously has some friction going on with Judgment Day. I have a gut feeling, though, it may not necessarily be Carlito. I have a feeling maybe Andrade's pulling a fast one on all of us, and he turns on Ray as well. So I'm saying Andrade is the one that cost Rey Mysterio the loss in this tag team match. It'll be interesting to see how it plays out tonight. Let's go for the Intercontinental Championship match. Gunther will be defending his championship against Sami Zayn. And Lyle Peck from Far's Ice Cream's already picked Gunther to retain. William?
I went Sammy on this one.
All right. No, nothing?
Nope.
Oh, okay. Brian?
I'm going to go with Gunther to retain. And here's why ultimately, because I believe simply that while we would love the Cinderella princess story of Sammy to be rewarded and to go ahead and get his big time Mania IC title, and while he could go on to fight Chad Gable with that, I believe that Gunther will hold that title all the way up till maybe even SummerSlam. And we're, I've kind of talked about that previously, but ultimately I feel like he will carry that title a little longer and then lose it to a bigger debuting person, because whoever beats him for that can be kind of a made guy at the mid-card level. I do see Gunther as a little prediction winning Money in the Bank this year, and I feel like that would give him a reason to eventually lose the Intercontinental title and not have to chase it anymore because he's got his eyes set on something bigger. So it allows him to leave that title while chasing the Money in the Bank without a rematch needed. Where if he lost that belt right now, we would have to say, well, why isn't he getting a rematch? So that's why I'm going to pick Gunther to retain.
Carlos?
So the reason why my logic for this is, again, I see the Sammy thing, but I feel like Sammy had his WrestleMania moment last year. So here's like what I'm on the same page as Brian, because let's be real. The original plan for Gunther, the ring general at WrestleMania was him versus Brock Lesnar. I don't think they were going to strap up Brock Lesnar with the Intercontinental title. I think Brock Lesnar was going to come in to put over Gunther. I'm like Brian. I don't think Gunther loses the title until he's ready to go to the WWE or the World title. I like the idea of him winning the Money in the Bank as well. And I think what you'll see is you'll see him lose the Intercontinental title and win a World title on the same night. So he'll lose the Intercontinental title to either Braun Breaker or Ilya Dragunov, or then he'll use Money in the Bank to win the World title later that day. So I with that said, I think Gunther retains.
Davey on our YouTube channel says Gunther retains after involvement from Gable, who will be in Sammy's corner, costing Sammy the match by throwing in the towel. I can see that possibly happen.
That's a good booking. I can definitely see.
I also see Chad Gable going on a heel turn too that costs Sammy the match with some kind of interference. Because
But let me ask you this, guys: if Gable turns heel, doesn't that negate everybody wanting to see him win the championship?
Yeah,
because he doesn't. If he did, wouldn't he need to do it as a babyface?
No, I think everybody would still be behind him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me throw this.
His daughter will hand him brass knuckles. His daughter will hand him the brass knuckles on the next one.
Well, Davey's point there about the towel being thrown in, it reminds me a lot of Survivor Series with Bret Hart in the Bob Backlund match when Owen Hart convinced his mother to throw in the towel. And, Chad Gable's kind of that corner man in this one. So I do like that idea a lot.
I do like that. Good job, Davey. I like it.
And also keep in mind, that could also lead to not so much a heel turn, but a heel move by a face character. So, there's lots of ways this can pan out. For me, I see Gunther retaining just because of what Brian's mentioned earlier. I think at some point they have him as Intercontinental Championship winning one of the other big two, whether it's the Universal or the World Heavyweight Championship. So, Davey Gable was acting as Sammy's coach on Monday. Coaches have tells, similar setup to the Moose Shelley recently.
Yeah. Oh, I love the TNA drop. Yeah.
Yep.
Nice.
All right. For the 6-pack ladder match for the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championship, Judgment Day, the champions will be defending against the Awesome Truth, DIY, New Day, New Catch Republic. Holy shit. And A-Town Down Under. That's a lot of goddamn names to say. I don't know why I haven't got my banners up till now. Sorry, everyone. But why don't we start with you, Carlos, on what your thoughts are?
So I think that if you listen to Michael Cole, the way he's talking, like the match isn't over till both sets of championships are taken down. So I think they're going to use this to end the unification of the titles. I think you'll see a winner for SmackDown. I think you'll see a winner for Raw. With that being said, I forget who said, I think it was oh my gosh, I can't think of his name right now, but he does Fightful a lot, and I forget it. I'm sorry, I forget his name, but I think Awesome Truth win the titles first, and then you see R-Truth leaving because he thinks they won the whole match, and the Miz will be like, dude, there's still another championship to win. I think they'll win the titles first. So I think Awesome Truth win. Then I'm going to go for A-Town Down Under to win the SmackDown titles.
All right. So why don't we maybe make this a kind of a double pointer here? So pick two teams, one for SmackDown, one for Raw. William?
So I was with Carlos with what he said about it turning into a two-way split, and I chose Judgment Day to retain one and New Catch to take the other.
No yeet.
All right. So Brian, your two teams that you're going to go with?
Yeah. And actually, I'm going to line exactly with Carlos on that. I was like sitting here smiling because I'm just like, man, he's saying exactly it. I can just hit repeat. And so a couple things on this match. One, this gives us our WrestleMania Money in the Bank fix, right? That people have been clamoring. Oh, put Money in the Bank back at WrestleMania. Put ladder matches back. So this gives us our Money in the Bank ladder match WrestleMania fix finally, right? So I think with the history of that, it's awesome they're doing this. I do believe that R-Truth, it plays into his character so much, right? To just be deluded and run off with the titles in the back, celebrating, we won, and the Miz going, what the hell are you doing? And because he's crazy, right? And that's his character. He brought that ladder into the Royal Rumble match and asked where the briefcase was. So, I definitely think that's how they're going to split those titles. And then my pick also is going to be A-Town Down or A-Town Down Under. I do believe that these two young guys with Waller and Theory, are going to get a little bit of rewarded here. We can get into another show about splitting up these titles and the reactions to that. But ultimately, I do think those are going to be my picks, and I'm enjoying that this match is going to happen.
Wild Peck from Far's Ice Cream, he's choosing DIY to take it all. So let's go with Davey here on our YouTube channel. DIY is my pick here. They've been the best book tag team in WWE in 2024 with Dunn and Bate not too far behind. The belts don't get separated though, but they will likely go the comedy route with Miz and Truth. Yeah, I have a feeling though. I'm kind of with Carlos on.
They wouldn't word it like that unless they were going to split them.
Right.
Yeah.
I think they are going to split them. So, Davey, if you kind of respond, I'm going to mark you down for the awesome Truth. If that was
you said DIY.
Oh,
yeah.
I could have sworn he said they were going the comedy route.
No,
just
yeah.
But they will likely go to the comedy route with Miz and Truth.
DIY is my pick here, is what he said.
Okay, we'll go with DIY. All right.
And I think with my pick with Awesome Truth, I don't think they'll be champions for long. I just think that this will just be the way to give Truth the WrestleMania moment because he's earned it.
No, unfortunately, they'll do the paper champion route. I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
Unfortunately, that is one of my picks right there. Awesome Truth. But I was actually thinking A-Town Down Under was also going to be the more likely case. New Day, I'm sorry, they've run out of steam.
Can we trade in A, please?
New Catch Republic, probably not a bad choice, but they're still fairly new. Judgment Day, I think it's time to get those titles off and get Damian either some kind of singles championship gold around his waist. So, and DIY, I don't know. A lot of people are saying they've been the best book tag team. I don't know. I don't feel the same on that. I kind of feel New Catch Republic's been booked as a better tag team than anything. So, yeah, I'm going to go with Brian and Carlos. I'm going with A-Town Down Under and Awesome Truth being the separate champions there.
New Day is going up, A-Town down, down.
Wow.
I couldn't resist.
But
Brian with the dad jokes. But let's go into this match just before the main event tonight. For the Women's World Championship, champion Rhea Ripley will be defending against the man Becky Lynch. I'll get Lyles out of the way. He feels Rhea's going to retain.
How about you go first for once? Damn.
I was going there. Just go out there, asshole. This is my show, so I'll do what I want.
I'll do what I want.
That's it. But I'm going with Rhea Ripley as well. I think this will be a hell of a match. I really still think this should have been the main event of the night, mainly because I'm just don't really see the sense of having the tag team match to determine the main event.
Not only that, they don't need the top spot for both nights.
Yeah, I mean, it was just ridiculous. But anyways, enough of my little wandering mess of a thought there. I'm going to stick with Rhea Ripley. I think she's still got a lot to do with that Women's World Championship reign. I think Becky is just a couple months away from her contract expiring, so I don't see a sense of putting the championship on her. Although we have seen WWE do different things than that before.
Mhm.
William, let's get your thoughts.
Well, you pretty much said it all for me. I agree with you. It's going to be Rhea Bloody Ripley. That's
All right. I'm going to go to Davey first here. And his was short and sweet. Becky wins here.
that was definitely.
So, Brian, your pick.
Yep. It's very interesting because if you notice the way they booked Rhea in the last year, they gave her the championship last year at Mania, and they've not had the stress of wearing her out and making her defend it every week. And they've kind of hidden her in Judgment Day. So with that being said, very well done by WWE. But now I believe we're going to get another year of Rhea as champion and being more of a working champion and actually having that belt and defending it. So last year it was Charlotte Flair. And this year, I believe the next notch in her belt will be defeating Becky Lynch at main event of Mania. And now she's definitely defeated 2 of those women that have main evented a WrestleMania.
So, do you think Becky, or not Becky, do you think Rhea is going to have a longer reign than Roman?
Oh, God.
No chance there. I don't know. But I do believe that, she'll
No, you
have about a 1.5, 2 years reign, right? Like, will she make it to Mania next year? Maybe. But I do believe that they booked her very well to where she won't get stale, within this next year.
Okay. Carlos, your pick.
So both the women's matches, like I was saying earlier, I'm going back and forth with both of them because it's like I see the logic in them, but then I'm like, man, I see what everybody's saying, but I feel like Becky Lynch has been a good soldier for the last 2 years. And what I mean by that is she hasn't bitched about her spot. She's put over people. She went to NXT. She put over the NXT talent. She was in a tag match. She put over Bianca. She put over all these other women. Like she made Bianca look good after the Vince McMahon booking. Like she hasn't been in the women's title match in 2 years. She did the 6-man thing last year with Trish and Lita. Yeah, it makes sense what you guys are saying, but to me, this is Becky Lynch's moment. I feel like Becky Lynch needs to win this title. I think that Becky has a book coming out right now. I think having someone who's the best author, being your women's champion looks good on paper. I just think it's time for Becky to get back the shine that she lost with when she got injured and when Vince decided she needed to be healed. I feel like people forgot how good Becky Lynch is, and I feel like she's going to remind people of that today. And I'm gonna go the route of I think Dominic Mysterio interferes and costs Rhea the match, and then I think that's how we see we start seeing the Judgment Day falling apart and eventually a face turn for Rhea. But I'm going with Becky Lynch in this one.
Right. And for the moment we've all been waiting for, the main event, the final boss, The Rock, and the Tribal Chief, the undisputed WWE Universal Champion Roman Reigns, will take on Seth freaking Rollins and the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. This one is going to have a lot of play in it. We know that for sure. And this one will keep everybody off the edge of their seats tonight. So let's start with Carlos on this.
Oh, it's going to be The Rock and Roman Reigns. Rock pins Cody Rhodes. We get more into tomorrow, but I feel like, again, they've made the most out of their pivot. This, again, just been in different spaces, and then just with the coverage has gotten, this has done what they wanted to do. Got a lot of casual people watching back. Again, I'll talk about it more tomorrow, but I feel like the heel turn. I feel like Rock isn't going. I feel he's going away to watch movies, but he's not going away from WWE. I think the final boss is here to stay. It's refreshing. It's bringing back the edge to WWE. And again, you need Cody to punch up, right? So this is, again, I feel like this is his last having to go through his hard times. I definitely see, again, Rock and Roman for sure, with tomorrow being Bloodline Rules.
And Davey saying Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins versus the Bloodline. This will be overbooked in your death. I don't think it will be, but it'll definitely keep things a little more interesting. William, who's your pick?
Dwayne and John.
Dwayne and John.
Uh-huh.
Dwayne and John.
What the fuck?
You mean
What?
Dwayne and Roman?
No, that's not his real name.
Oh, good lord.
No, he's saying his brother John is going to go in there.
Oh no,
John's in Philadelphia?
Fuck no.
we know better than to go into that cloud.
No, thank you. Although I do love Pennsylvania, but I don't know if I would go to Philadelphia. That's just too much for me.
It's easy to find. You just find the cloud of smog.
Uh,
There it is.
like here in Salt Lake.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the reason I stay out of that place too.
Didn't you hear Drew McIntyre? You don't use wrestlers' real names, damn it.
Well,
no.
acknowledge him.
You're going to get John Hoppy and Nasty Leroy invading Philadelphia. Talking it.
Oh shit.
I love Philadelphia. I was there a few years ago. It's a wonderful city.
Brian, what's your pick for tonight's main event?
Yeah. The pick has to be Rock and Roman. All right. So I think that's might be where we're all going. We'll see. But this is going to be the setup for night 2. But I feel like, we don't want to overlook it. I feel like it's going to be a very, very fun, enticing match. I feel like also this might be one of those Mania Night ones where it ends with the mega heels, so to speak. The villain always comes back for one last scare before they die in a scary movie. And I feel like that's going to be the Rock Roman connection tonight. And so I do believe that this could be a very brutal, hostile ECW style moment in this main event. I'm really looking forward to it in Philly.
Davey has commented, whatever happens in this one, if Cody wins that title tomorrow, it has to be clean.
It's not going to be clean.
Yeah, it's going to be far
It's going to be a fucking shit show.
Anybody who thinks this match is going to be clean, yeah, you should know better by now. There is no way in this.
I mean, I think we might actually see the kitchen sink tomorrow.
And we're not trying to dismiss your thought there, Davey.
But Bloodline rules, yeah, it's gonna be a fucking. It's gonna be.
There's no way this even. It doesn't matter which tag team wins this. It's not gonna be a clean match. I mean, we might as well just end that thought right there.
Bring in Doink and Gilbert.
Oh Jesus. Yeah. So. I think we're going to see a lot of wonky shit tomorrow night. And I'm going to save it for our live stream tomorrow, which we will be coming on again tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern time. And feel free to come join us again on YouTube, our website, the fans of pro wrestling.com. Also our Facebook. And you can also see this streamed on my main Twitter account, WF Inside Pod. But as far as the main event goes, I'm pretty much right there with everyone. Even Lyle Peck from Fars Ice Cream predicts the Rock and Roman Reigns wins this. I'm right there with it. I think somehow this is going to be quite the interesting setup for tomorrow night's main event. I think we're going to see a lot of different factors to play into how it's going to go. And when we get to tomorrow's show, I will detail a little more of my thoughts there. But nonetheless, Davey's got one more comment here. The thing is, to have a 3.5-year reign to at the end of it is not put someone over in a clean fashion would be a misstep. But the problem is the bloodline's always fought dirty. So the only way you're going to beat them is to beat them dirty is going to be the problem. There's just no cleanness into the match.
And to hear what Dave to like kind of go what Davey's saying, I think that you will see Cody pin him cleanly, and like when he gets the win, like he'll hit a crossroads and win. But leading up to that, it's going to be a shit show. But I think at the end, like you're not going to see Cody hit him with a chair then pin him. Like you'll see Cody hit a move and then pin him 1, 2, 3, and then that's how they'll kind of kill 2 birds with 1 stone. But again, you gotta fight fire with fire, man.
All right. So we're gonna get to the point of wrapping it up here.
I have a quick question. Do you guys think we'll get any? Do you guys have a wild prediction for night 1, like a crazy surprise we'll get or anything?
I already said mine. So
Well, I mean,
what was yours again?
mine was Andrade turning on Ray after
Okay.
the whole deal.
I mean, we're not giving credit for John Hoppy interfering. That's wild.
That ain't
He'll trip on the way. He'll trip trying to get in the ring and fuck it up. We could
Ultimo Dragon style.
a botch.
I think there's a better chance of Nasty Leroy interfering than my ass in there. So,
Hey, he's a Philly wrestler.
yep, that's what I'm saying. So,
He's in a tag Mark Cardona in the skybox.
Oh boy. Don't get him started on Matt.
all right, well, let's get it wrapped up here. William, you have no shout outs, I'm assuming.
Correct.
All right, Brian, do you have any shout outs to give?
Everybody out there in the Twitterverse, and honestly, just everybody like us, fans of pro wrestling, right? So I enjoy this. This is like our weekend, and I love, and again, thank you, Davey, for the great interactions and everybody in the chat, because that's what we do. We talk and we talk about wrestling. We enjoy it with each other. So thank you, everyone.
Carlos?
Yeah, I just want to give a quick shout out to my friend David on X, Stampede Sports Select. If you guys aren't following him, please follow him. He's a fun wrestling account. He watches a lot of the different New Japan programs and stuff like that. He usually joins me when I do the AEW spaces. And just a quick for my different group chats I'm in: Flashes, Heroes Chat, Sages Chat, the Sage Up Network. Thank you guys. The Rest in Peace Bozo, Pepsi Plungers, and the Sports Avenue Wrestling Edition. Again, you guys make wrestling fun for me, and I love going in the chat rooms, love doing my predictions with you guys, and just anyone who supports our accounts and quote retweets our stuff on X. We appreciate you guys.
I'm going to throw some shout outs to our favorite podcast friends out there. Ted's Takes, done by Ted the Hillbilly Hill. Go check out his YouTube channel. He does a lot of great video content. We also have Chris and Deb with Today We Laughed and Learned, Visit Vegas Places with Coyle, and a lot of these other sports podcasts. Jim with over at Fan in the Van, Two Dudes Sports News, the Steel and Teal Talk, Nate's Daily Wager Wire, 1420 Sports Bar Podcast, Brutally Honest Sports, the BSing Sports Podcast, the IAP Podcast. And I also want to give a shout out to our co-host, Heather, who was not able to make it with us today. Heather, we hope you're at least going to have a somewhat decent night to watch tonight. But other than that, I've got nothing else. Any final thoughts from any of you guys for tonight?
Just enjoy it.
Thank you. Carlos, any final thoughts?
Yeah, enjoy it. And if you don't like it, don't hate watch it. Like that. Don't, let the people have fun with this. I think, again, it's an exciting time to be a wrestling fan. And I'm glad I got the weekend off and I get to enjoy this.
Brian, any final thoughts before we call it good?
No, like you guys said, I'll mirror that. And then, let's jump back in tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern right here. Same bat time, same bat channel. And we'll go overnight too.
Awesome. And just so everybody knows, we're not going to have enough time to get this published to the audio platforms in time. So if you're just hearing this now, feel free to go to our page, thefansofprowrestling.com, or to our YouTube channel where you can rewatch this stream and go through our predictions if you want to try to make your own and compare to what we do. And we will be back again tomorrow, just before night 2. We will be here at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. For Carlos, Brian, William, and myself, please go enjoy tonight and be safe, everyone.